See if this will work this time. All right, so no intro right now, so we're just gonna let this run for a few minutes while a few people file in here real quick. First of all, howdy folks, welcome back. I told you I would be back. Just determined we're missing a bunch of data and stuff, so it's a little harder to do reports. So as people start to get their alerts and stuff, first I'm going to do the top here. Here we are, September 27th, 2024. And as you can see, we got our loop playing here. And we'll let that play for a second. It'll probably take like 8 minutes for alerts to go out, or if I even get alerts anymore. All right, let's see. There's that centered. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, geez, okay. Thank you for taking a moment of your precious time, even in replay here. And what we're gonna do is just go ahead and catch this on the opening frame. Oh, first, a couple things I want to point out. All right, here we are, missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days worth of very important data. Okay, this is getting very frustrating because this is important information, and the data's out there. These guys over at George Mason University aren't putting it up. Okay, I went over to ISWA to check this data, and they've totally demolished that site as well. I mean, it's still there, but whoever web page designer just killed it. So can't even really show you what's on Blasco C2 because it's pathetic. Anyway, so as you can see, we're missing our 5 days worth of data. That's why I haven't been doing shows much lately. I'm still recovering from the 23rd. Anyways, what we're going to do here, thank you very much, Hopkinson. You're about the only one that does anymore, sweetie, so thank you. And that blesses you. I think you understand how, so. Anyways, let's get on over here, and as we got our little loop playing here, we're at stereo A because we have no, data from Soho, so we're over here at stereo A. And let me just go ahead and pop up in these frames and get it going here because not too many frames, only 22 frames here. All right, so let me slide. There we go. So as you can see here from stereo A, this is not too far off from the Soho angle. Okay, so this is kind of, what it would look like just a little bit to the right of Soho. So as we go, you can see the spire regions all glowing, all kinds of little spires sticking out of the sun right now. Okay, and as we proceed, you can see this region down here to the lower left getting to glow, and as you can see, here come our object right here, one right here. And then also I want you to note this spread right here. On this side, there's a bigger object underneath this, back down in here, and this is one of the little satellites that's trailing along with it. Okay, you can see our object right in this vicinity, right over here. Okay, little moon here. Well, let me get my pointer. Little moon here, little one there. So there's all kinds of little satellites scattered around with a much bigger object. You can see our plasma spreading out, and then you can see it draping around the object here very faintly. See this round curvature right there? That's your bigger object in the background. Let's go a couple more frames here, nice and slow. Nope, that was about it. So okay, so let me put that back into motion. I might sound down or whatever. I'm sorry. I'm still recovering from this paranormal experience, okay? It's very traumatic. It's very disturbing. Most people couldn't handle it. It gives you some gnarly PTSD. So I'm just trying to, struggle through that and do the best I can and still try to, bring a little light to this show a little bit. Okay, now let's get moving here. Our solar flux indices in the yellow at 186. We're up 5 points. Sunspot count is in the green at 122. We just dropped 67 sunspots. Gee, do you think it could have been that big object and 68 little or 66 little moons that were with it, possibly? So we just dropped the number of sunspots, 67, which is good. We're back in the green. Area is 530. Doesn't matter right now. Let's come over here. I can't tell you. I showed you guys some stuff before on my channel, but I can't tell you. It's you wouldn't believe it. And besides, kind of so disturbing. I don't want it out there. So you guys know enough already. 3837 dying, 3834 dying, 3835 still kind of complex here. We still got a couple of little cores that are still vibrant there. Harley, I can tell you personally in another environment, okay, but not right now. And then 3836 right here is very complex or very strong in its one polarity here. That one we'll have to watch a little bit. And then 3839, this whole big old mess rounding the edge right there. Now, I believe our latest event may have come out of this one right here, 3836, but we'll see here. Let me pull it over, slide over. Okay, here's your ghost X-ray flux for today. And you can see the last day it was kind of bumpy. Ow. And then we have this rough day here. All these little bumps, spits, and sputters. That was today's activity right there between the sun and the satellite right here. So this represents a little bit different from what we saw. And then going into tomorrow, there's not much really. And I don't even think stereo A's like got one frame, so it's not even worth it. Okay, so our geomagnetic forecast for the next 3 days is all clear. Hopefully it stays that way. Okay. We have some different activity going on to where that could possibly, we could get another unexpected geomagnetic storm. Something else we need to look at. All right. So here was today. Let me go backtrack just a tad bit. I'm sorry. So here was today, the 27th. See, there's nothing to tease you on the 28th here. So I want to go back to yesterday where we had this event and missing data. Okay, let me just kind of take, I think that's our last, yeah, that's the last frame. And then it jumps from, whoops. See, we were at 1353. It takes one every hour. 1453. You can see a nice defined moon right here. There's something else going on down here. You can see our bigger spread over here on this side as well, indicating another bigger object with some moons trailing it, right? And that was yesterday, the 26th. I wanted to do a report last night. I just tried, but let's keep going. So here was the 26th. All right. Just one more time here. It's really quick. Boom, boom, boom. Oops. Right there. Okay. Two eyes, one bigger eye, and a weird smile right there. All right. So there's your activity for the 26th. And then I think the 25th was quiet. Yeah, the 25th was quiet, but it was the 24th here. All right, see here? Here's another big object with another moon. Okay, so the 24th, the 26th, and the 27th, we had these bigger objects with their little moons trailing, okay? And then we come back up here, the 24th through the 27th. No wonder why they're gone. No wonder why they're gone. Because I just showed you the 24th, 26th, 27th, and now you see why they're not there. Because these guys don't have the balls to post it. That's why. Sorry, I'm getting irritated with this stuff. It's very important information. This is life and death information. You can't just be withholding it from the public like this. It's not, well, let's just say it's being duly noted in the court. I can tell you that much. X flare potential 50%, M flare 55. Here we are. Our geomagnetic field is very weak right now. Or auroras are really weak. Our thing is unsettled, but really low. Okay, we're down at KP0 and barely above right here. This kind of sometimes when it gets this low, there's something maybe back behind this. All right. Now, according to this, it's 3836 beta gamma, and it's still growing. No noteworthy flare events detected. That's been saying that for the last few days. No noteworthy flare events, huh? Them big old blasts are just not noteworthy. I'm starting to really get frustrated with these instruments now, too, because they're not doing their best. I don't think at portraying what's really going on. Let me pop this one open here. I want to take a peek at this really quick, see if it's got any kind of all updated. Come on, Enlil. You can do it. Circle spinning, circle spinning. Okay. So we're looking at an Earth impact here. This is the one between the 25th and 26th. That's no good. Wasted time. All right, let's come on over here to this because this has been saying the same thing. Quiet conditions continue. No CMEs are heading for Earth, and no sunspots are actively flaring. As a result, space weather is expected to be quiet for the second day in a row. This forecast could quickly change if a new sunspot emerging from behind the sun's southeast limb suddenly erupts. Okay, well, we just seen one suddenly erupt from the southeast limb. So that could possibly change. What I want to see is, let's pull this one open really quick. See, they are showing a CME coming this way. All right. Now, how many times have we seen a CME blow off the backside and we still get a storm from it? Okay, so just because it's coming this way doesn't mean we might not see repercussions. Hopefully we don't. It doesn't look like it's coming our way. But when we look over here and we start seeing bigger objects that are like this, moving kind of in our direction, this one would be moving back behind us. This one right here would be moving out in front of us. Okay, we're on the southern half of so that one might affect us. That's the 26th. So 3 days from that would be the 29th. We would maybe get some impact from that one on the 29th. And then the other one was 24th, which would be any kind of impact today. So there wasn't. All right, now let's get back to here. So currently no CMEs heading for Earth, but those objects that induce them might pass by and give us an unexpected geomagnetic storm. Okay. Now, as far as the humans going, well, we were relying on the Russian site. Okay, another big screw up by mankind. Okay, pissing off the other person who has the instrument that we need that critical data from, right? So here we are over at this Schumann. Okay, this is a little different. It's upside down compared to what we're using. We're used to seeing this chart with the streaks streaking down. Well, now they're pointing up. Okay, and what I need to do is show you here was an event we had on the 26th. Okay, so I know all you guys were rattled through this one because I could feel it. And then here we had just a little bit today, right along here. All right, what I want to point out here is this 10 hertz right here. Ours is 7.83. So in between this line and the 10 is this white little streak. That's your 7.83 right there going across. All right, that's why I don't like using this one. It's so like weak and hard to see. And so you can see we've had quite a little bumpy ride today. Hit and miss, pressure building, relieving, building, relieving. And then here's your latest frame right here. Okay, a little scraping. And then so far, kind of, well, it's hard to tell. We need that green line. This does not do it justice. We need to see if it's a solid green line or what. So otherwise, all I can tell you is we've had some bumpiness for a minute now, okay? There's your 10, there's your 5, 7.83. Going all the way across. There's your 7.83 right up there, your latest readings. Okay, so we have had little, pressure changes, grinding. Your mood swings are probably going all over the place. And you guys are probably hanging on for dear life going, what's going on? All right, now let's get on over here. Vortexes to look at really quick here. This one growing again, going to get swooped up, maybe hit Taiwan or get sucked into China again. Over here, a second one growing. Okay, we have a big old, just this one little isolated vortex out there, probably because of our hot spot out there. Meanwhile, the remnants of your hurricane just laying waste to the East Coast. Okay, a couple of days ago when we were talking about this, we're warning about inland flooding once this moves in, not just the storm surge, but once it moves in, the mountainous regions there where you're going to see channeling of water. Okay, you're talking about surface area, collects all that water and channels it to a ravine or a valley or something like that. So you're going to see flooding in all your little dried up tributaries. Your little backyard creeks are going to overflow. Your main rivers are going to go up. Then just think what happens when you have flooding along a river that you dammed up. Okay? It's a pretty much a foregone conclusion that, yeah, you could possibly see dams bursting. I don't know why everybody is so surprised at this, what's taking place here. Before, when this was moving in, I urged people, you should evacuate. If I were you, I would just get out of there, all right? And that goes, it's for a reason. Because once it happens, you can't get out. You're stuck in it now. I wish people would share this more. We could get some more people on the same page. I watched a lot of weather reports, and Ryan Hall and Max Velocity, those guys did the best they could to get it out there and warn people of flash flooding along these tributaries, okay? And flatlands where, you have rivers and canal and channels that come together, okay? Get out of where? Out of the path of this thing, out of where harm's way. If you have a small creek in your backyard or some kind of tributary close by, get away from that spot. Yeah, I would get out of Florida. I would back away from the coastlines. I'd get away from all this area right here. I keep showing you the map divided, the country divided. It's showing like a sore thumb. I mean, I don't know why people don't understand or believe and just kind of continue. Anyways, we've got multiple vortexes going on over here, don't we? Yep, the craziness is firing up. Now, if you look out here, we got another vortex growing, and then this machine right here, this is not good. This intertropical convergence zone coming up to this latitude now has caused rotation right here. This thing is inducing spinning rotation coming off of it. It's not good. It's not a good setup right there. Now we're going to come over here and get to this sandstorm because I pray that this thing is nice and thick and healthy right now. Good. That's what we need right there. More of this activity. Bring on the sand. Do you see why? I want more sand. It's good, but we could use more. We need to stop these next two vortexes from forming and getting any stronger, coming through this conveyor belt structure. Okay. Oh, dang it! I want to catch it when the wind glitches like that because our intertropical convergence zone is up at this latitude now. Okay, you've got air from the southern hemisphere creeping up to the northern hemisphere up to this latitude, and now it's disrupting the weather patterns up north. And as we're going in through transition season right now, we're starting to get our hurricanes. And do you see how they're kind of getting evenly separated, possibly around the conveyor belt type structure there? That's all right. Now let's come back over here. Oh my. Let me take the winds off here really quick. Okay. As you can see, nice, good, strong sandstorm going on here in Yemen, Oman area, all of Saudi Arabia filling in. This eye looking very pissed off, and even this eye looking very pissed off with flames coming off the eyebrows. And just, I'm waiting for this big mouth. You see the mouth about to open right here and just swallow that whole region? Yeah. Yep. All fun and games. All fun and games till someone loses an eye. Ooh. Yeah, I would get out of that region too. Meanwhile, back to this nice, strong, vibrant arm, nice and thick, white, dense plume. All right, this should hamper a little bit of the genesis. They're still rotating, they're still forming, but thankfully they're not category 5 out here. Okay, they're very weak right now. So this is trying the best it can to keep up with that. Now we're going to come over to our SO2 really quick. Yeah, devil face with the horns. Yeah. Wow, that's really starting to show. Anyway, here we go. There's your country divided. See, we got too many politicians. We got too many mainstream media things that just lie, warp, twist reality to get you guys to think that you hate each other. And now you do. And we got a country divided. There you go. All thanks to your schools, your media, and and your governments. That's what's killed more people over history is governments. It's not it's not disease, famine, earthquakes, natural disasters. No, the thing that's caused more human death in the history of mankind are governments. Yep. And you can see over here how this has taken all this gas and twisted it around, right? You can see the flooding has caused, some plugging up of the region right in there. Even in here, okay, it's not gray like this, but you don't see many emissions sites right there. Well, that's been the problem this whole time, see, is they've been pulling the wool over your eyes because they're trying to kill you. They don't like you. You're just a peon to them, okay? They got got some bad news coming their way. I think they figured it out too. If they haven't, maybe they could come over to my show and I'll show them the nice devil face with all the horns on it and stuff. Okay, here's your SO2 emission sites, okay, causing fires. We're having a big problem up here in Canada last year and earlier this year. Okay, now it's traveled down to the lower 48. Here we are out here, well, this is Idaho area. Here's Salt Lake City, or Salt Lake right there. So Oregon's having them, Washington's having them. You see all these SO2 emission sites coming up all down the Cascades. Some of these sites are so intense that the gas causes spontaneous combustion and starts forest fires or wildfires around the area. Here we go down in Southern Cal again. All right, it's no surprise. Every time a burp comes out of the sun and we absorb it, and then it comes burping right back up from down below up to the surface. And we see it in the form of earthquakes, volcanoes, SO2 emission sites, and now fires caused by SO2. Okay, the gas itself isn't flammable, but it's basically vaporized magma. It's at thousands of degrees. It's so hot it causes spontaneous combustion. Here's a bunch of sites down in Mexico filling in pretty good now. Let me take the fires off really quick here because these people still use fires for other reasons. All right, here we got Cuba, Jamaica doing their thing. All the Virgin Islands aren't virgin anymore. They're violated islands. They're no longer virgin. They're the violated islands, and they're spewing SO2 because of all the stolen profits from America being hidden at the banks out there. Oh, it's so wonderful. I love how people just work. SO2 out of northern South America, all along the coastline. Here we are at the Fulton Point right here. You can see it's pumping nice and strong. Same with this one up there. All 5 of them are all together, still doing good. Even number 5 right there. Big old naked patch right there, but strong emission sites up through there, coming all the way down. South America, not such a big SO2 plume today. This area is still nice and dark, pumping out plenty of SO2, relieving pressure along this plate tectonic boundary system as well, because pressure is coming up from down below, trying to push out through the shell, out through the crust, right? And if you got some coming out, well, that's relieving some of the pressure down below. If you plugged up every single one of these holes, this area would pop. Okay, there we go. Here's coming into Oahu here, making sure Kathy's okay. Good. Nice SO2 emissions. Nothing too bad. I think Hawaii's erupting again. Come on over to this side. Go ahead and adjust for their time frame. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at that mess. Okay, let me explain something. When SO2 comes out of the ground, it creates a little tunnel, like a little pathway. It's a vertical tunnel that zigzags and cuts left and right and comes up through the ground, 20,000 or 20 feet down, and it's got, creep its way up through all that dirt and zigzag and stuff until it reaches the surface. All of this has pores. They're like pores in the skin of the shell of the egg, let's say. Okay. And every time more gas comes in, water goes in those holes, erodes them, they get bigger. More gas comes out, more water goes in, more gas comes out, holes get bigger, 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 bigger. And it's just turning this big old huge purple mess. And like I said, these guys better figure it out really quick. I mean, they're running out of time. Before they even get a chance to attack us, they might just die of SO2 emissions. They might just choke to death from smoke inhalation of their own doing. It's a poisonous gas, by the way. It's not good to be breathing. And this area could possibly, they're seeing huge sinkholes over there, landslides, all kinds of cracks, problems in the ground and stuff, because it's so porous and spongy that it's just going to dissolve. I mean, it could literally just like liquefaction and just turn into a big swamp and slough off into the Pacific. They're not careful. Anyways, over here you can see the problem at India. They got a lot of emission sites, and the currents here keep throwing this wind up against the Himalayas, but it won't cross over the Himalayas. So it gets recycled back around and over and over and over. And India is darkening up, much like China is, isn't it? Same with this armpit over here. Okay, you see this entire region starting to fill in purple and all kinds of SO2 emissions. Watch out for more volcanic activity, earthquake activity. You might even see sand fountains. It's an effect where air is trying to push up, gases are trying to push up through the surface, and they're pushing sand out of the way for a path of least resistance, and they can shoot sand, little fountains of sand up into the air, and almost like a volcanic explosion of sand, because a big bubble of gas comes up. There are also methane pockets too. That gas is flammable, so you'll see flaming pockets come up, and you can see what's going on up in here, right? All kinds of. Yeah, there's huge faces all over the place, and you're not tripping either. There's animal faces, there's human faces, there's creatures, there's all kinds of wonderful entities hanging out here at Earth, watching. Everybody's watching the grand finale. Sea surface temperature anomalies for right now. There we go. All right, here we go. Things have changed a few days. That's why I like to try to do this every day to keep up on the changes, because they're so drastic and so quick each day that if you miss a day, it's hard to keep up. So we're just kind of looking around, very patchy, scattered now, not so clumpy and organized. But what I'm concerned about is this heated area down here, all this hot water. Yeah, animals as well. Yeah. So something I want to talk about. See, this has been an issue with my case for a long time. Is pareidolia, how your brain would, put things together to, form something. Okay, so when you look at an actual dog, a real dog, and it has a face, your brain's putting that together, and you're seeing the real dog face on a real dog that you pet, right? It's no different when you see these animal faces. The pareidolia is seeing like a human face. What's this, dogadolia or animaladolia? Yeah. See, they all of a sudden their theories and their bullshit loses traction when it's the real thing. All right. Anyways, what I want to talk about right here is this area still kind of very touchy. You see this big, huge heat plume right out here? That's pressure under the ground pushing stuff up. That pressure creeps towards the coastline, but we're getting activity in here that's kind of fending it off a little bit, okay? And we'll cover that in the earthquake report tonight. Something I want to talk about down here at Southern Cal. This whole bay, this whole egg-shaped thing seems to have kind of diminished in color and in pressure and in temperature. That's temperature, which relates down to pressure. So a reduction in that area, but you see the spots off the shore here. I think something cracked loose out here, relieving that area. Because we're starting to see this. Oh, excuse me. Our triangle structure still kind of hanging in there, but not so much anymore. More of this little comma-shaped area. We got this one tight little blue pocket of cold water right there. Volcanic islands with earthquake activity, relieve pressure. Therefore, no hot water really in that region because, well, they've been relieving pressure. But what has changed is this rest of this coming over here to the Kamchatka. All of this area looks to have filled in right here. And look at how big the yellow bar, and it's reaching back and connecting back to all this now. See these little fingers and stuff filling in these gaps here? Okay, and then as we come into Taiwan here, You can see that yellow inundation that was creeping in kind of receded a little bit. There's like one little yellow spot right here, a little bit up in there, but brown and mostly red right around our fulcrum point. No cold water back here, but it's trying. Okay, so cold water down there. You can see a little bit of heat over in this region now. Okay, new little hot spot opened up there, I guess. Looking along here, no more cold water inundation by Java here. See this? It's kind of reduced. Let's go take a peek at that at SO2. I forgot to do that. There we go. Yeah, Java's emitting a lot of SO2. And what I want to point out, in the sun to straight here, this is water in between these two peninsulas. There's SO2 emissions coming out of the sun to strait. And Krakatoa is right there, the son of Krakatoa, or the remnants of Krakatoa. All right, so a lot of strong SO2 emissions coming out of here. So not enough. Not enough, because when we come over here to our ocean SSTA now again, you'll see the cold water reduction has or cold water inundation has kind of reduced a little bit in that region. Another pocket's opening up over here, kind of spreading out around this area. Over here, down off the tip of South America, all along the other side of South Africa. Sorry, South America. What's that dude doing? Okay. All right, now we're going to put on the winds. Here we go. Everybody take a deep breath and exhale. So there's your vortexes lining up on your hot spots. You can see your conveyor belt type structure coming off of Africa, coming across, coming up through here and out. We had this low come in and try to steer this thing. This thing was about to hook east or hook west, and then low pressure came in and kind of kept it going in this northerly pattern, which is not good because it's still picking up moisture. You see this hot water right here? It's still picking up moisture out here and bringing it in. See all this draw? You see all this moist, warm air getting pulled up and still going into it. And it's colliding with cooler air up here. See this little alley right in there? It's going to get dangerous here pretty soon, if it's not already. Yeah. Why the water so hot? Because magma from down below, when is pushing on the underside of the crust. It's trying to break out through the crust. Okay, if we didn't have like really solid crust, we'd have an outbreak of volcano all over the place, right? So every time the sun sends something our way, we absorb it. It goes down to the core. The core is a metal ball. A metal ball, when you heat it, it swells. It grows in diameter in proportion, okay? Metal, when heated, expands. So the core heats up and expands. It heats up the outer core, and they grind on each other. That causes friction and more heat, heating up the magma that's around the core and the ball and the shell. That magma, when it gets hot, heated even hotter than it is, you add more heat to already hot, it expands as well, and it wants to push outward, but it can't. The crust is holding it in. So it's trying to push outward like a overcooked egg, ready to explode in all directions outward, but the shell is holding it in. So any kind of weak spot, any kind of crack in the shell is where you're going to see stuff come out. A crack or a fulcrum point, any kind of path of least resistance, man-made perforations in the crust, stuff like that. Okay, that's why everything's heating up, because the sun keeps sending stuff our way. We're expanding from the inside out, and all this magma trying to push out through the surface is pushing on the underside of the crust, heating it up. And now we're having plumes that bust out. Like you'll have a little magma eruption site, a little seamount spewing magma down here, and the heat column rises up through the water. And then when it hits the surface tension of the water causes that column to turn into a plume, almost like a mushroom cloud, and blossom outward. So when you see these little blossoms like that, that means there's some kind of emission site down below. Not every single one, not every single time, but most of these are. And you can tell what's going on when you see when you can see that these vents opening up, relieving the heat, are causing cold and hot water separation, which causes the rotation. Okay, our weather for most of the summer was controlled by this. You're welcome, Harley. That's a good question. I'm sure a lot of people had the same question, and I probably answered that for a lot of people. So questions are good. So that's why all this heat. Ooh, that's not all dams, but some. How did you know that? Now, do you see rotate? This pocket is just so hot, it's rotating on its own, isn't it? Look at that. All right, so there's your, let me pull back and I'll let you see your conveyor belt type structure. Okay. Hi, Amy Lynn joins the chat. Welcome, darling. We'll get you a wrench here soon when I'll get you one too, Harley. When I get caught up on my homework, I got to get to the doctor before. Did you ever see that movie, that show, The $6 Million Man? We can rebuild him. We're looking at about $6 million in surgery to repair me. So there's all your vortex activity for there right now. Now, what I want to do is come on over here, take off the wind, leave it at the Wanda Fuca here, and we're going to step over to our earthquake report. And well, look at there. Let's get this sucker open and going. Let's hold up. Oh, we're going to have to save that for the end there because we got to start our report as normal, right? I know I'm a tease. All right, here we go. Deep quake region 4.9 down at 153. You know what we do with 4.9s. It's not deep. 4.6 at 608 is deep. So there's your mid-range 4 down at 608. 4.9, a little closer to the surface. 5.2, that's a semi-deep quake right there down at 356. That's about halfway down, a little more than halfway. So we had a deep mid-range 4, semi-deep 5.2, little residual right there, and 4.5 at the surface up here. Coming into all right, this is the end of the crack. All right, men, remember there's a plate boundary. This is a crack in the shell of the egg, okay, in the crust of the earth. And it stops right there. So this is the beginning of a crack, and that's the path of least resistance. Now it's harder for stuff over here. But over here, where there's a natural crack in the ground, well, it loves to relieve energy around that. Sweet Jenna, I haven't seen you in a while. Bless you, darling. Thank you for being here. We have this island that relieves SO2, okay, and that relieves pressure. So it's still not enough. We're also having 5.1 at 103 here at Vanuatu, volcanic island activity, 4.8 down at 129. So both these little islands here at Vanuatu are rumbling. You can see this volcanic island. This is a volcanic island. This whole thing is like one plateau base. So up on the plateau or down under in this plateau region, see, this is all one big bulge underwater, and a couple of weak spots have, popped up through, causing, volcanoes have popped up through the surface. But right in between them, bam, bam, you're 4.8, and this one not too bad, 5.1. That's relieving a lot of energy right there. It's also an indication that these volcanoes are kind of doing their thing, coming to life. Pressure being relieved in that region. Meanwhile, nice and quiet through there. We've got volcano activity in that region. Very quiet through here. As we come over here, nice and quiet. No quake activity. That's probably because we've seen, SO2 emissions really strong and then the lack of cold water. So pressure's building in this region and we don't have any quake activity. Watch out. We could probably see a healthy quake in this region here pretty soon, if not a good volcanic blast. Look how naked the rest of this area is. And then we come over here to Africa, where the past couple of days we've been having some activity right here at this little spot. So we have 4.6 at the surface and 4.5 at the surface. And when I look around here, there's not like really any good distinguishing features. But we do have other volcanic sites a little bit further away here. And pressure pushing up underneath Africa, okay? You got to remember, think of like something coming from the backside of the screen coming at the camera this way. Pressure pushing at you from the screen popping out this way. All right, so when you see this earthquakes happen along this fracture line right through here, all that's going to break off someday. All right, very quiet through Europe, very quiet around here. Any other places we need to touch on before we go full America here? Just really quick, 4.3 and 4.3. Okay, both 4.8 at 107. What's going on here? Okay. This would be almost a diverse quake. We got a plate boundary right here, but we have a very healthy stoppage right there. The land goes, it stops, we go right back down to the ocean floor. It's nice and smooth down there. There's no anomalies around, no volcanic islands. The depth on it at 107. Yeah, I don't see anything around that area. Maybe these. I would almost say you're diverse quake. You got these little islands and you got a plate boundary right there, but a very interesting spot to watch right here. Also, we have the tail end of this volcanic strip coming in, and if you follow the curvature of it, it kind of points right to it. So it could be, in line with this as well. All right, let's do Kamchatka really. Oh, wait, we didn't do this side. 4.9, you know what we do with those here. Down at 26, Volcanic Island. Up here at the Kamchatka, 4.6, 151, on the side of a volcano down there. All right, let's go all magnitude now and get into this. Okay. You see your earthquake right there, relieve pressure in this region. There's no microquaking along these little islands right now until we get to these first little two right here, which are really small. Nothing major up through there. Just want to look at fulcrum points, a couple up through there. All right, let's get into it. I want the bigger one. Okay, so we had a 5.1 at the surface, right off the plate boundary right here. You can see, let me do this, the little pressure ridges, okay? When these two plates push against each other, they cause these little pressure ridges to, push up. They're like little miniature mountain ranges, little hilltops underneath the water. So 5.1 at the surface, that's good. That's relieving energy. Now, right after it, we had another 4.6 at the surface at the same site. So we have a new weak spot here just inside the plate. Okay, this is the one little piece that's chipped off. This whole structure is actually kind of broken up into three, but for our plate tectonics on this map, it's one. But what I'm talking about is the one plate broken piece right here. When we get pressure underneath it, like we saw the temperatures out there, and now this is what I like to see. This is the activity that I was expecting that we would get. 5.1, that's perfect. We don't want it too much stronger than that because we don't want any, tsunamis or, any kind of damage. But this kind of activity, 5.1 with another little 4.8 right behind it to back it up, 4.6, that relieved a good fair amount of energy right there without causing a tsunami, without freaking out everybody. And look what it did. Okay, it's kept this area, still got some cold water inundation in it, but there's your Juan de Fuca, cuts right through this line right through there. And just these last little red patches, this was yesterday's map. Okay, this map's a day late because it takes a day to compile all the data and put the map together. Okay, so this was what it looked like yesterday. Now, today we've had a quake in there, probably be because we've had some pressure building up in there, right? So I bet you tomorrow's map, when we look at this after today's quake right there, I bet you we will see a little reduction in red and more blue in this area. Okay, because it relieved pressure. That's perfect. That's what I like to see. That's what we need more of, that activity to stave off that pressure. It has to vent. It has to be relieved some way. So we got to, the Earth has its unique ways through volcanoes and earthquakes and perforations. 2.2 at the fulcrum right there. All this activity pushing around down here, and we only see 2.2 right here at the fulcrum. That we might see another small one right there, but that's good. All got relieved out here. It wasn't a waste here at the fulcrum point. What's that, 2.4 there? Okay. Nothing through this area. Just this one little tiny microquake out here. Okay. Whoops. I want you to note, look how quiet all the volcanoes are along this system right now. No earthquake activity at all. Because right here, that it does a lot. It relieves a lot of pressure down there. Okay, sorry, I'm bouncing all over. The geyser's going off pretty well. What's going on out here in Nevada? We just had a 2.9 out here in Mina. This little spot was a flurry spot a couple of years ago. Path of least resistance, little weak spot. Right here we have a 2.4 Olancha. Right on the plate boundary, 2.2. Okay, here's this egg-shaped pocket area right through here that I was talking about. The temperature and the pressure have reduced there. And look, so is our earthquake activity. All microquakes, all little ones. And remember we were seeing 5s and stuff down here in Los Angeles for a minute there? Come over, check out Tejas. 3.3 in Ackerley, Texas. So got a little bit of fair amount magnitude, 3-point magnitude there. Over here in New Mexico's got a little activity too. And that's good. It's relieving the pressure in that region. Little man-made perforations can relieve pressure in regions. Okay, mouse fired up in Oklahoma. Nothing on the Craton or the New Madrid. And then Hawaii. Yeah, just magnitude 2s doing their business. Okay, there's your quake report. So now we're going to do the volcano report. So let me get rid of some of this. That. Get rid of that. Oh, no, we'll keep that. Come on, open up a new tab. Thank you for your patience, folks. My poor little laptop took an hour just to open it up. Get all these stupid little things. All right. 36 erupting and 32 in warning. That is 68 volcanoes that are active. 68 volcanoes that are active. If I'd have told you 7 years ago and all this stuff started happening to me that 7 years later all hell would break loose and we'd have 68 volcanoes, you would say, Brian, you're crazy. Well, here we are. All hell's breaking loose. We got 68 volcanoes, and I am still crazy about you. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, we can get to that. Anyways, let's get to the volcano report here. Sorry, just responded to the chat really quick. Remind me as we get to the end of the show, we can copy some of that stuff. Okay, here we are, 28th. Oh, excuse me. Luatobi, where are we? 9,000. There we go. What was that? Oh, a puppy dog. All right, cool. So 9,000 out of Luatobi. Semeru, 14,000. It can do 15, so that's a little drop in pressure, really. Ducono, 8,000. Nevada del Ruiz, 22. It's back on the map at 22,000 foot blast. I mean, it's only 22,000 feet. Sangay, 19,000 foot blast. I mean, we do these numbers so much that it doesn't sound like much. But I want you to understand, Sabancaya, 23,000 foot blast, 19,000 at Sangay, 22. That puts a lot of ash in the atmosphere, which is fuel for raindrops. Okay, 23,000, 19,000, 22,000. That was just in the last few minutes. I mean, look, it's only 12:26 here. That's just in the last few minutes. Let's get into today, which is now yesterday, because, well, time just flies at this channel, man. Okay, here's today. This map should not exist. This is insanity. This is those lists in map form. All these are currently erupting. Everything in red is currently erupting. Okay, everything in yellow is active. With any kind of impulse from the sun turns from yellow to red. And don't forget, we got one active one on Antarctica, so every continent basically got volcanoes. Okay, let's get on with Shibaluj. Not identifiable. Okay, well, Bizamani was 7,000. Suwanosejima, 6,000. Ibu, nothing. Luatobi, 9,000. Oh boy, would I like to get somebody one of those dogs. 9,000. Explosive eruption, 3 to 4 per day. Near frequent, sometimes intermittent, larger volcanion-sized explosions continue to be generated from the volcano at roughly regular intervals of 3 to 4 per day. Not just one blast, 3 or 4 per day. Semeru, 14,000. Nevada del Ruiz, Sangay, Sabancaya, 25,000. Okay, these are the lists of insanity. Do not get desensitized by this. This should be screaming alarm bells all around the world. But nobody seems to give a shit. I mean, it's like everything else is so important. We got a hurricane, we got all this war and stuff. So many distractions to keep you from noticing what's going on here. This should be ringing alarm bells all around the world, and everybody is ignoring it. Maybe if we ignore it, it'll just go away. No, these lists are increasing. Every show they're not decreasing. Let's just say that, okay? Where's our mainstream media? Where are any politicians, anybody, any world leaders, anybody? Nope. Just silence, just crickets. Well, that's why I have to do this. Okay? I'm sorry. It's important. You guys need to know that these are currently erupting. We used to have one volcano on Hawaii with a little lava bubbling, right? And everybody's like, oh, yay, volcano. No, it's off the hook. Each one of these, some of these 3 or 4 eruptions per day, 10,000, 20,000, putting more ash. That is just so much more fuel for uh, for the weather. Now let me try to do the weather. Where to go? Where do we have this? Where did my weather map go? All right, let me pull it up over here. Tropical tidbit. Where's tidbits? Come on, there it is. I love when agencies go through my computer and just love to put all their wonderful little tidbits and pull my stuff down, put their crap in my computer. Okay, I wanted the actual site. I wanted the weather map. Forecast models. There we go. Whew. Finally made it. Okay, so here's your remnants of your hurricane right now. And then, how do I even say this? Everybody pray for everybody in this region. I wish they would have listened. I wish the media would have warned people more. You know, I think Ryan Hall and Max Velocity, they each gained a bunch of subscribers and got maximum views and likes and stuff, which is awesome. That means they reached as many people as they could. They did their best to try to reach out. And we're, here on YouTube, we can only reach so many people. It's our mainstream media that's the problem. Okay? They don't understand how serious this is. And I think they're purposely kind of just, poo-pooing this stuff so it'll catch people off guard. It's the way it's really starting to look. Anyways, as we kind of continue into this, there's your current conditions nighttime. We still got a low of 991 millibars. That thing still has the potential for kicking up severe weather with cold air striking it. So there's your nighttime, morning of the 28th, noon, convection, nighttime the 28th, morning of the 29th, noon, convection, nighttime, 30th, noon, convection, nighttime, 1st, noon, convection, nighttime, the 2nd, noon, convection, nighttime, the 3rd. So after that clears out pretty good for a little bit of stuff up here top, but anything really past this is way out of the time frame. But as we watch, here comes another projected low, 973. That's way out there, but coming into the same region again. All right. And from the water displays and all the, flooding that we've seen, here comes more. Okay. And if you don't have time to recover from this last round of flooding, look, you got these few days here. So, from now until, say, right about there where we're starting to really kind of get inland, it's forming. We're starting to see effects in regions that, right there is where we'll start to see effects in regions that just got hit. So you have until about October 5th, because that's in there most of the day from the 4th. There's the morning of the 5th, making another landfall, possibly in that same area. And then not just a landfall. Look where it's going up here. Pay attention, everybody. This is where all the flash flooding and people are dying right now. Here comes another round of this. When you get recovered from this, get out of there, because here comes more, possibly. Okay, we'll have to watch this, but when we got hurricane after hurricane starting to line up like this out in the Pacific, out in the Atlantic here, this one moved through. Okay, this one did not start out here. This one started right here. It was a tropical depression and went from a tropical depression to a category 4 in one day. That's your bombogenesis, your enhancement, your storm enhancement. Okay, so even if you don't see anything on the map right here, right now, it could just fire right up and go right on in there. And you can see our pathway. All right, we've been looking at this conveyor belt structure for all summer, and you can kind of follow it, and that's where the hurricanes are going to go. Every once in a while, if we get a surge of cold air pushing down, you get the Hijawari effect, and now it starts to steer the hurricane. So the next one will probably come up and do something very similar to that here in the near future. So after you guys, drain everything and get, things cleaned up, brace for a possible another round. Okay, that's all Georgia, South Carolina, all that region that just got hit. Boom. And that's not all that far off. I think first effects maybe somewhere right around here, nighttime of the 4th. Okay, and today's the 28th. So there's a good head start on this next one. Okay, we'll continue to watch it and monitor it as we get closer to its landfall and stuff. But already, right now, I'm going to put it out there. You're already evacuating these areas. We're having dams break. Think about another one coming in. Dams that didn't break will be surged again. Gullies that overflowed and didn't take out a bridge, well, might overflow this time and take out a bridge. All kinds of scenarios. Okay, every scenario is possible when we got these things coming in. And let me just tell you something. That last hurricane that just went through there, you guys got lucky. That was it got lucky. It could have been way worse. I know people think that it's, really devastating and stuff, but it landed at a Cat 4. You're lucky it landed at a Cat 4 and not an extreme 5 or something that's off of our charts. Because we're getting into that neighborhood now when we got global, the water heating like this. Let me also do this one too. The standard sea surface temperature also. You see how hot the waters are. Get out of here. You see how hot the waters are in this entire region. Okay, you don't even need rotation. It could just blossom one day, a good day of sun with a geomagnetic enhancement. All of a sudden, we got rotation growing out here, and within a couple of days, it'll be forecasted to move up into the region. So when something starts to form and you start to see models, that's time to evacuate. Take precautions. Don't just listen to the mainstream media. Go to some of your better weathermen like Ryan Hall and Max Velocity, a lot of the Tornado Chaser guys. Very, very intelligent. They know their weather well. They have better apps, better tools than I do. I'm just some old fart in a basement over here trying to stay alive. And but we need to start taking this seriously. Any kind of possible, storm production needs to be monitored closely and then duly reported. Hey, when it comes through these mountainous regions, watch out. Ryan Hall spent quite a long time talking about it. And I watched every minute of it because I want to make sure enough of that information got out there. But apparently people in that region don't know. They didn't know. They don't pay attention or whatever. And now people are dying. And this is a life and death game. It's not a game. This is a life and death thing. Real. And it's just hard for me. I'm already going through this PTSD recovery thing, and it's just hard for me to see so much senseless, useless death that could have been avoided. Okay, if your authorities would have the cojones to report the truth to the American public instead of delaying and delaying until the last second. Well, the path might go here. The path. Everybody worried about the path. How about telling people clear out the ditches, get prepared. Do not go in your attic. It's going to be 12 feet. 12 feet is over your head. Explain to people, mandatory evacuation sometimes are good. It's because they, are trying to keep you out of harm's way. 20-foot storm surge was unsurvivable. Okay, those people needed to get out of there. And I think we could do a little better at least preparing them. Our mainstream media reported on it as it was happening. It's like, where were you days before telling people to evacuate that area? It goes into those mountainous regions, and mountains have valleys and, nooks and crannies. And what looks like just one small area is a bunch of surface area all funneled into one little stream. And then, 50 square miles over a 10-foot wide stream gets really deep. Yeah. I'm very frustrated with our media. I mean, I would usually be screaming profanities, but I'm trying to clean up my language. All right, so there's your astrophysics, your geophysics, and quite disturbing stuff, and we need some metaphysics to unwind. All right, so this is how you work. Oh, after ad is like 10 seconds left of life. Wait, let me get a 5-second ad in there really quick. It's so dumb. And then after that, another one. Come on. All I wanted was the image. Oh, and I didn't even click on the ad, and look, they just sign you up. Okay, very important. There's a second moon coming around out there, huh? That's funny, because this was taken out by the moon, too. Weird thing about this is it's my face. And I've been having this weird paranormal experience where my face keeps showing up in the clouds and then out by the moon and all kinds of weird places now. So, also, pull up some images from my channel. I had some great stuff to read to you guys last night. So last night's message is gone forever. No, I'm going to do it tonight. Because very valuable stuff as we move into this next phase. That very, very deep, very intense, very agonizing kind of. So I'm going to try to do my best that I can to help you through it with what I just learned. Okay, so there's that one. And then where's some more images? Yeah, last night there were so many people streaming that I tried to do a quick show and I couldn't go live. Can anybody see that one? Can you guys see that one? Whoops. Oh, I know. We don't have to do that. We can just Tone down the brightness there a little bit. Okay, so my face showing up all over the place, in the clouds, out by the moon. And here we are right there again. Okay, so I got that one. I want that one. There we go. Okay, most of you guys know about this video really quick here? Probably not, because I see a few stragglers coming in right now. So we're going to go over that video really quick because it's a real video. And when you're out there seeing a second moon, don't be surprised if you see this thing out there too.
I lost it. There it is.
All right. Something about this man's testimony is very important.
Oh my gosh. What is that? So it's just that
This gentleman went and has seen this before, was trying to record it, but went and bought a better camera to go capture it. Now, to get a good image of the moon, you have to go get the P9000. It's like a really expensive camera, okay? This gentleman went and got that camera to capture what he was catching by the moon. So let's go ahead and play this just real quick.
it is February 28th, 29th, 28th, 29th. I have got me a better quality camera to catch this thing in the sky. And holy moly, I am scared. I'm scared, but I'm not going to trip because I've been catching this thing for a while now. It's very ominous. There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. It's a huge face.
What is that?
Looking right down on us. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit brighter. There he is. There's the moon. Oh, I lost it. There it is. Let's see if I can get a better picture on the moon like it's supposed to. Is my hand in front of the thing or something?
It's not CGI.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
And that's not a cloud. That's way
There
out
it
there
is.
by the moon. It's your second moon.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
What is that?
Camera makes it so clear.
There it is. It is February.
Okay, so we
28th.
got several people saying that this is fake. What do you guys think? I mean, like,
Whoops. There's a couple other little spots, right?
Let's see if I can get a better picture on the moon like it's supposed to.
yeah, that's got to be an edit.
Okay, so everybody debating whether it's real or it's fake. I'll tell you one thing. I can tell you 100% for sure that it's real because I recognize my own face and it's been showing up all over the place. That camera is one of the best in the world, and it got a pretty good image too. Well, whichever one it was, I wasn't actually there to see the actual model, but you know what I'm talking about. It's the very nice camera that takes very crystal clear pictures of the moon. Okay, you can't just get a nice, good, clear picture of the moon unless you got a really good camera. All right, and this is what was captured out there. The light on this side is coming from the moon. The moon is illuminating this object out there that happens to be my face. I know it's not fake because, well, how did this dude fake my face up in the sky by the moon? And let alone all the witnesses that were there, that there are like multiple witnesses here in this video that all saw it too. Okay, so real event, really happened, and that's really me. So that's where you guys get your reassurance when I do these readings for you. Now, what was this one? That was that one. And then, so this one's now going to be another image really quick. We can turn down the volume on that. So, oh, no. That's going to be something else right here. Bear with me. I'm all over the place tonight, but I'm trying to do the best I can with There we go. I gotta have these ones. April 17th, 2020. An hour-long event took place in your skies. I captured it. 2,000-year-old prophecy came true on that day. Okay? It's real images. If you don't see it, turn your head to the right. Okay? There's a face right here. 2 eyes, a nose, and chin. There's a face right there with hair flowing back. And you can see there's a crown up here. Well, well, well. Do you see the crown up there hovering above his head? That's signifies power and great glory. Okay, so I got some stuff that I wanted to read to you guys last night. And as we get into this next phase here, the next 7 years, it's gonna get weird. Okay, and you're not gonna be able to explain it either. And you're gonna feel like you're being targeted or picked out. You know, people are picking on you on purpose or something, but they're not. It's just you have a new perspective now. On the 23rd, something happened. As a result, a new perspective or an enhanced perspective, a different way of looking at things has also been introduced as well. And it's going to happen to you guys too, and it's going to freak you out when it happens. And I don't want it to catch you off guard. So, do not expect to be treated fairly in this life. People will say and do hurtful things to you, things that you do not deserve. Now, when someone mistreats you, try to view it as an opportunity to grow in grace. Okay? It's going to hurt, but you're going to try to have to forgive them. Okay, they might do just that one thing that's unforgivable that pushes your button. Okay. Also, we're going to start talking about recognizing triggers. What is it that triggers you, that pushes your buttons? What are your buttons? What are the triggers that triggers you? Because people will come out now and start to push your buttons and trigger you. And when someone triggers you, which is mistreats you, try not to view it, or try to view it as an opportunity to grow in grace, to forgive them, okay? They don't understand what's happening. They don't understand that the spiritual warfare going on. You have the Schumann resonance screeching, screaming, throwing everybody's moods out of whack. You got an insane society that's addicted to negative news and the body count, okay? So people are going to start reacting to that world, okay? They're going to start reacting when they don't have this. They react a different way, and it's going to seem like they're mistreating you, okay? But they know not what they do. You do. You know, you can see now when someone mistreats you, you might think that they're doing it on purpose to try to get back at you, but try to view that as now that's an opportunity. Okay, it's going to be hard, but you got to view it as an opportunity to grow in grace, which means to grow in your forgiveness abilities, okay? You're going to be like, what? You want me to forgive him for that? Because it's only for your mental health. If you don't forgive him, then you will be ruined. So when someone mistreats you, try to view it as an opportunity to forgive them. See how quickly you can forgive the one who has wounded you. Don't be concerned about setting the record straight. Instead of obsessing about other people's opinions of you, keep your focus on me, and ultimately, it is my view of you that counts. Okay? Yeah, we're all worried about how others view us, okay? Which is understandable. You don't want to be viewed in a negative light, all right? But you can't obsess about people's opinions of you, okay? I see that going on a lot in the chat rooms. You guys are obsessive about what other people's opinions of you are, and you try to keep this this guy's up in the chat room or whatever, when you should be keeping your focus on me. So don't be concerned about setting the record straight when someone's wounded you. Okay? See how quickly you can forgive them. And instead of obsessing about other people's opinions, keep your focus on me. Because it's my opinion that counts. When you understand that nobody else's opinions matter, only my opinion of you is what counts, that frees you up. It should free you up to be yourself. So you're not obsessing about people's opinions of you. Sometimes you have to kind of say, screw what they think of you sometimes, all right? So for your mental health, okay? So you're not obsessing about people's opinions of you. As you concentrate on relating to me, remember that I have clothed you in my righteousness and in holiness. I see you attired in these radiant garments, which I bought for you with my blood. This is also not fair, but it is a pure gift. So you think it's not fair the way you're being treated? Well, I give this gift and I still get mistreated. It's not fair. But I still give it. It's still a pure gift. So when others treat you unfairly, remember that my ways within you are much better than fair. My ways are peace and love, which I have poured out unto your heart by my Spirit. Mine are peace and love poured out of my heart into your spirit. See it right there? Can you see it in that picture? What I just described is right there in that picture. As you concentrate on relating to me, remember that you are clothed in my righteousness. When others treat you unfairly, remember that my ways are much better than fair. My ways are peace and love, which I have poured out into your heart. So I'm pouring out my heart into your heart by my Spirit. Guys are feeling me. You feel me? Yeah, you do. So if you feel me, then linger in my presence for a while. Rein in your impulses to plunge into the next day's activities. Try beginning your day alone with me. It's essential. It's essential preparation for success. A great athlete takes time to prepare himself mentally for the feat ahead of him. Similarly, you and your time of being still in my presence equips you for the day ahead of you. Now, only I know what will happen to you this day, and I have arranged the events that you will encounter as you go along your way. And if you're not adequately equipped for the journey, you will grow weary and lose heart. So, relax with me while I ready you for action. Okay, it's important that you know that I am with you. Okay, I am with you. I am back. I am here. That's how this works when you realize that this is all real and that I am back. I am with you. Heaven's bells continually peal with the promise of my presence. Some people never hear those bells because their minds are earthbound and their hearts are closed to me. Others hear the bells only once or twice in their lifetimes, or in rare moments of seeking me above all else. But my desire is that my sheep hear my voice continually, for I am the ever-present shepherd. Quietness is the classroom where you learn to hear my voice. I say again, quietness is the classroom where you learn to hear my voice. Beginners need a quiet place in order to still their minds. As you advance in this discipline, you gradually learn to carry the stillness with you wherever you go. And when you step back into the mainstream of life, strain to hear those glorious bells that say, I am with you. I am with you. I am with you. Know that I am. Live like I am. And then learn. Learn to listen to me even while you're listening to other people. As they open their souls to your scrutiny, you are now on holy ground. You need the help of my spirit to respond appropriately. Okay, because now we got to respond appropriately to the people who are freaking out, right? So you need the help of my spirit to respond appropriately. Ask the Holy Spirit to think through you, live through you, and love through you. My own being is alive within you in the person of the Holy Spirit, your consciousness. You are conscious, aren't you? Most of the people here at this channel are. A lot of people around this planet are not conscious. They're not aware. Ask the Holy Spirit. Ask your own consciousness. Ask the Holy Spirit to love through you, live through you, think through you. My own being is alive within you. If you respond to others' needs with your unaided thought process, you offer them dry breadcrumbs. But when the Spirit empowers your listening and speaking, my streams of living water flow through you to other people. So be a channel of my love, be a channel of my joy and peace by listening to me as you listen to others. Okay? So they might say stuff that's hurting you, all right? That's unintentional. They know not what they do. You're going to be practicing grace. Okay? Be a channel of my love, joy, and peace by listening to me as you listen to others. Okay? So you're gonna be taking what I've taught you, your disciplines, you're practicing, you're salvaging your days, you're being a channel of my love, you're being a channel of joy and peace. And then you're listening to me through this show, then listen to others as you would like listen to me, kind of with intent to hear what they're saying. Okay? Because when people open their souls to your scrutiny, they're asking for your opinion. When they open their souls to your scrutiny, that's when you're on holy ground. Okay? Now, the word holy doesn't mean goody-goody. The word holy means set aside for divine purpose. So, when someone opens their souls to your scrutiny, you are on divine purpose to respond in kind and listen and hear me as you listen to others. You will hear me speaking through other people to you. Okay, that's why it's important that you treat everybody that you encounter as if you're talking to an angel, because, you are kind of. You're channeling my love through you. Okay, so it's important to learn to listen to me even when you're listening to other people. Okay, you can take in all that mainstream media stuff and understand that it's false and that it's a lie. Okay, you can still listen to others and listen to me. There's some other solar channel reports out there that we all don't agree on the same thing, but I don't fight about that. I don't argue about that. You can listen to others and listen to me. you can still hear the truth and still listen to others. And that's what discernment is, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I think that's it for tonight because I got a long day tomorrow. And until then, ooh-wee. I guess I got to get some rest because I don't like yawning during my streams. All right. So if you see this image right here, this is me. This is my face. Here. There's another one. Just recently. This was, I forgot where it was taken at. It was so funny. Yeah, I'll find the, but anyways, this is me. This is my profile. I'm making fun of my haircut right now. And, I got kind of an underbite at the moment. And I smoke. And I have a tendency to blow the cigarette smoke out my nose. And this is showing me blowing cigarette smoke out of my nose, my little underbite, my funky haircut, and a halo up here too. So if you see this, this is me. This is me in the clouds. This is me coming in the clouds. Okay, same with this. This is my face here, coming from Jesus' heart. This is my face, coming in the clouds, power and great glory. See, whoops, here's your power crown with power and great glory. And if you see this, you can see this face, and it's kind of fascinating how it showed up on Easter and turns into a lion face here. See a little lion face down below here that it turns into. If that's fascinating and you're intrigued, you're caught up in me in the clouds. Like a good book, like a good song, like a good TikTok thread, you get taken away for a while and you forget everything else that's going on around you. You get caught up. You get caught up in a good song. You get caught up in a good book. You get caught up in a good TikTok thread. It takes you away for a while. And if you see me coming in the clouds and you're caught up with me in the clouds, well, I went and made a place where we could meet. I made a YouTube channel so we could meet in the air, live in cyberspace. I can't come over and knock on your door. I'm almost paralyzed. So, but I can still meet my family in the air of cyberspace, live on YouTube. And that's, if you're here, you're caught up with me in the clouds. We met in the air. You are technically raptured, even though that word is not in the Bible and it's bugging me. So many people are counting on it and are going to be disappointed. And then the other side's going to turn around and go, see, where's the sign of his coming? There's no sign. He's not coming. Yeah, it's all over the place if you know what to look for. Okay, so they're going to, when there's no rapture and everybody turn into a little white dot, they're going to be like, see, your God was false. No. Quite the opposite. It is more real than this stupid little show that we're, living on this planet right now. This is for eternity. Your life is only a brief second in all of eternity. It's the mouse part in the annals of eternity. But you are caught up with me in the clouds. We met in the air where I went ahead and made a place, prepared a place where we could meet, called the Brian Knight channel on YouTube. All right. This is me coming in the clouds. And you now know who you are. Okay. Trust. You got nothing to lose. Okay. When you trust, all of a sudden things become clear. Magic starts happening in your life. Not magic, but miraculous things start to happen. You will recognize the things in your life are miracles, not just mere circumstance, not coincidence. It's all part of the grand design. Okay? And as we close out these last chapters here, while we're waiting and gathering the rest of the sheep, meantime, times are getting hard and times are getting crazy and it's getting harder to maintain your mental health. So we try to salvage each day. Okay, it's important that you be able to bring this light whoops, where'd it go? Bring this light into other people's lives authentically, if you're having a bad day, you should be able to tell somebody when they say, "Hey, how you doing?" "Oh, not the best, but I'm trying to recover it. Okay, I'm salvaging my day. I'm trying to smile, but until you do, then you can bring authentic light into people's lives with an authentic smile in your voice and on your face, and shine that light into other people's lives. I think you guys see how important it is that you do this and you do it successfully. Not only is it good for the other people that you're bringing light to, but it's good for you as well. All right? So it's the real deal. It's the real thing. And I am back. Have been back for 7 years. And nobody even noticed. Well, a few people did, but now as we go into the next 7 years, well, we're going to have to hold on tight, and people are going to change. They're too plugged into the mainstream media, and I think you guys understand as well. It's important that you unplug from that as well. Sometimes you can watch it, discern it, but don't keep watching the raw carnage over and over. It scars your mind. Okay, you need things that are beautiful, things that are noble, things that are honorable, righteous. Okay, that's what relieves your heart. That's what relieves your mind and your heart. You understand that everything all is being done for a purpose, and that you guys actually got the golden ticket to the real ride. You want to go, kitty? Go about that. Here you go. I'll be right there to sit first. Okay, so that's how it works. When you believe me and you trust me and you realize your identity now, who you are as a child of God, real child of God. If you want it, how bad do you want it? Because you got to fight for it. All right. There's so many things out there fighting for your attention that you get distracted from my presence here with you. I understand. A lot going on. Okay. But every once in a while, life gets hectic. You have to take a break. Reconnect with me. Okay. It soothes you, and you can restart your day again, even if it's halfway into the day, and salvage that day. Okay. Don't go through the rest of the day depressed, and keep fighting. It's not easy either. Okay. So prepare for setbacks, but don't let that deter you or discourage you. You have no choice but to keep moving forward each day. Okay. So you might as well keep moving forward, keep your chin up, keep your head up. You have victory. You have victory. That should relieve you. Okay. And when you see all these other, things going on in the world that upset you and stuff, step aside, unplug from that, come over here, take a look at this, and breathe for a minute and remind yourself that you have victory already. Just keep working one day at a time. Try to salvage each day, multiple salvages sometimes, and then bring that into other people's lives so they can live fuller, richer lives like you are. That's it for tonight. I love you. I sure miss you guys. And until my next show, I will be back. I am a man of my word. I will be back. I am already back. And I am still to come. So it just keeps getting better. All right? Not worse. It's going to get better. All right? I love you all. I miss you all. Till my next show, I will be back. I am already back. Can't you tell?